been talking about Tim Edwards a lot this week because we knew that Tim was going to be coming in and doing the interview, and I just twisted my old buddy Brenda Edwards' arm to come on too. She said she wasn't going to be on. I was like, yes, you are. And so Brenda and Tim Edwards have joined us here in the studio this morning. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning, Henry.
Good to see you.
Doing good.
You guys look great, and it's great to see both of you. Brenda and I have been friends a long time. We've had a lot of good times together, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
How many years were you the ticket manager at ECU Athletics?
25, and then I was 3 years in the financial aid.
Yeah.
So
How are you?
good.
And, of course, Tim is here. Tim, this is the first time Tim has appeared on radio or television since the incident that took place June 21st of last year. Tim, you look great. How are you?
Getting stronger every day. Got a long way to go, though.
Yeah. Tim was just talking about the fact that let me say I'm very honored because you guys have been friends a long time. And when I heard that you were the first victim in the Walmart shooting, it was very tough to hear for those of us that knew what kind of a person you are, and it was very, very difficult. But Tim just told me that he's had opportunities people at CNN and other TV networks have tried to get him to do interviews, and this is the first time you've ever done it. And man, am I honored about that. Tim, I really appreciate you allowing me to do the first interview with you.
That's right. That's right. I trust you, and I know you. I don't know them.
Well, I hope that we can have a good chat about it. Has it been hard to talk about? I know you've probably talked about it with friends and family, and we were just having a chat out front in the lobby. Has it been hard to talk about, or it's not been a year yet? Are you able to kind of talk about it now?
Yeah. It's been a gradual process. I didn't want nothing to do with it to start with. And as time has gone on, I have read the papers, the news articles in the papers, and I try to keep up with the shooter and things like that. And she's told me things that she wouldn't tell me the first day 15. She wouldn't tell me then, but I said, what happened tonight of so and so? And I read this little red book here, and I said, what do you mean by so and so? Because the first week, I was in induced coma, and then I was under the effects of medicine probably the first 15 days, and then they give me off the medicine, and then I just had Tylenol, stuff like that.
Right. Are you okay to talk about the details of that day?
Well, what I know of. Yeah.
And Brenda can, as I understand, Brenda can kind of fill in some of the gaps.
Yeah.
But June 21st last year, you were working as an adjuster for Geico Insurance.
That's correct.
And you were in a Geico vehicle. In fact, it had Geico on the side of the car, right?
That's right.
And you had pulled into the parking lot across from Walmart up to the Kellum Law Firm.
That's correct.
What do you remember, Tim?
I had gone inside Kellum and left for a check and picked up a car title, and I got back in my car, and I was doing my computer work, finished up that claim.
So you were sitting in your car doing some work.
I said, and I was turned like this because I have a desk in my passenger seat where my computer sits on that, so I had to turn a little bit like that. And all of a sudden, I felt the glass flying, heard boom, and looked like this. And when I looked like this, I realized I'd been shot. There's blood everywhere.
So for folks on the radio, you were just looking down to your left arm. So you realized you've been shot. So up until that moment, you didn't see him coming.
No. That's my first notice was when I heard the boom and felt the.
So you were just sitting in your car, actually doing work.
That's right.
And the first thing you noticed was glass flying. Did you hear the noise? Did you hear the boom?
Oh, yeah.
So it was a loud boom.
It was point blank. He apparently the shooter put the is real close up. I don't know whether he put it on the glass or whether he put it on the closer glass.
Right.
But the glass the side glass on the front driver's door was all over the car.
Right.
And it just to explain that angle a little bit, it didn't blow the windshield out, but it cracked the windshield in several places, and it cracked the passenger side front door glass on the inside very bad. It didn't blow it out though, so he had to be shooting down.
So the first shot hit you in your left arm.
Yeah,
In your left up in the
arm.
bicep area.
That's right.
Of,
That's
of
right.
your left arm. And at that moment, what do you remember what you thought?
Yeah, I said I've been shot. I mean, I knew I was raised at hunting and as a boy, and my daddy was a game warden, so I'm very familiar with firearms. And I looked like this, and when I looked like this, I heard the second boom, boom.
So you still, even when he fired the second time, you still had not seen him.
No. And I immediately, when I turned like this to look at my arm, he shot me on the right side of the face. And
So that's when he shot you in the face.
Yeah, everybody couldn't understand how he shot me on the right side instead of the left side. But if you somebody shoots you, you look to see what it is, like this.
Right.
You turn left.
You had turned to look at your arm when he shot you on the
and he
right
shot
side
it.
of your face.
That's
right.
right. That's right. All I saw was boots. As I opened the car door and stood up, I saw boots run away.
So you never saw his face.
I could tell it was somebody running.
So you actually were
I never saw
cognizant enough at that moment
Yeah.
to kind of realize. Did you lose consciousness almost immediately?
I walked to the front door of Kedem Law Firm on that the little curbing, the little sidewalk thing in front of. I didn't go inside.
So you were able to actually get out of your car.
Yeah,
This is something I've never heard before. You
Yeah.
got out of your car and walked up to the law firm.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right. And I call her my guardian angel, Crystal. What's her name?
Gramadas
She
from Maryland.
She's from Maryland. She was staying at the. Was it the Hilton or the other motel?
It was the other
The City
one.
Bistro.
The City Bistro, yeah.
Yes.
Going to attend the wedding. She was in town for the wedding. But and at the moment she heard the gunshot, she took off running. She was going into the building. She heard it, and she got, and her husband said, "Wait." She said heard him say that, but she ran to my aid. She wasn't concerned about blood, rubber gloves, none of that mess.
None of
And
And also the looming danger that was still out there.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
She didn't know where the shooter was.
So she came straight to you.
She came
Straight.
straight to me.
Did
She
not
got there
know us.
by the time I stood up out of the car and got to the sidewalk, I was getting ready to open the door. She said, sit down. So she and I were both sitting down on this thing.
On the sidewalk out there?
Come to find out, she was 14 years. She was in the U.S. Marine Corps.
Wow.
And she was a paramedic.
How about
in
that?
the Marine Corps.
How about that?
So I
She
called
probably
her.
seen it before.
That's the reason
Yes.
yeah.
Gunshot
That's the reason
once.
I called her my guardian angel. If she hadn't come to my aid right then, I would have died.
So
I'm satisfied.
she administered some immediate medical care that you think saved your life.
She got towels out. There's a fingernail parlor right next door to Kedem Law Firm, and she said, "I need some clean towels." I heard her say that, and somebody bought a great big old stack of white towels, and she pushed them on my face, held my face together, to the paramedics come there. There was another lady, several people around. There was another lady I could hear in the background telling her to, let me see. And she said, no, we need to stop bleeding. No. She told her, Crystal told her, Crystal knew what to do. The other people were just trying to help or didn't know what to do. And so the paramedic was I have learned through hook and crook that it's about 20 minutes for the paramedics got there, but they were having some kind of function at the Hilton, so the paramedics on within across the parking lot, but they didn't have no tools. When the truck got there, they wouldn't let the truck in there because the police had called it a crime zone. So it was 20 minutes, but if I'd have bled for 20 minutes laying there, I'd have been died. I would have
So
died.
you think it was Crystal?
Ain't no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, that
Crystal. And
she
Crystal
saved your life.
looked me in the face and said, is there anything you want to tell the paramedics? I said, I take Coumadin, which is blood thinner.
Right.
She said, okay. And she had a cross around her neck. And I said, Jesus. That's last talking I did, because next thing I knew, she had my face covered with towels. And I was laying down on the sidewalk.
So you saw her cross,
Oh, yeah.
and it gave you some comfort.
Yeah, a whole lot. A
Yeah.
whole lot.
How about
And
that?
I didn't say you wearing the cross. I said Jesus.
Yeah. How about
said-
that? How
That's
about
the last thing I said.
And then, did you pass out after that?
Well,
Pretty
I
much
was
so, yeah.
in shock. Apparently, the guys in the rescue squad said I was giving people a high sign, all that, but I don't remember that.
You don't remember any of that, and I guess you'd lost quite a bit of blood, but it was her
bunch.
quick work that probably
Yeah.
kept you from bleeding out to
See,
the point that you wouldn't have made it.
With the Coumadin, my blood was thin, so I would have bled a whole lot quick.
Yeah. So do you remember how long it took for the ambulance to get there?
We have been told it's 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, because we heard that the police were there almost immediately.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw
They
the
were,
policemen.
yeah.
They were.
Yeah,
They were.
there were policemen
Police were
on the
quick,
spot.
Right.
but paramedics, and we've heard that the one they sent to Renda A. to me went to Walmart parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the reason it delayed, but the whole thing, the 20 minutes, I'm sure they got there as fast as they could, but it was called in the radio. There's a shooting in the Walmart parking lot, and there I was in the Kellum Law Firm in that little parking lot.
I have to ask you, while all this is going on and people are attending to you, obviously the shooter, the young man Lakeem Faust, crossed Greenville Boulevard, went into the Walmart parking lot, and started shooting other people. Were you aware of that? Did anybody have anything to say during the time that was going on, or was that just?
I heard people come up making various comments, like they said. I heard somebody say, I don't know who said it. He said he's at Walmart now.
You remember hearing that comment?
Yeah, that's the only
Right.
comment I remember. And
Right.
other than what Crystal was telling me, and I heard the lady saying, let me see. Now, I guess it was a lady that was trying to help, because there's a lot of people thought the other lady was Brenda, because she had gray hair, and she's about the size of Brenda, and all you could see was black. She looked like on the original films that they took, it looked like Brenda, but it wasn't her.
So let me turn to Brenda now. Brenda, pick up the story. When did you hear the news? And how did you hear it?
Okay, we were supposed to leave on Sunday morning for Charleston, South Carolina. And Tim and I, we always take the boys with us first, because Brandy and Michael don't really get there until like midweek. So the
Boys meaning your grandchildren?
Yes, our
Yeah.
grandchildren, our two boys, Braden and Zachary. And we had been to Target to get some last-minute things, some last-minute videos for them to look at on the way down.
Thank goodness it was Target.
Yes.
I guess you've thought that through.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were back in the vehicle, and the boys said, call Granddaddy and get him to meet us, and let's go to Chili's. I said, Chili's? They said, yes, you know we like Chili's. I said, okay. So we did that, called Tim. I talked to Tim, 11:20. He said, all I've got to do is I got a few more things to enter in this computer, and I will be there. Okay, 11:35. I called him again. He said, I am really, really getting right to leave. All I got to do is hit the send button. He said, let me go. I said, okay, bye. See you in a little bit. I'll get your tea ordered. I did all that. We saw an ambulance go by. And my boys looked at me and like, okay, Ba, I know what you're going to say. I said, okay, let's say a little prayer for that person that's going to be in that ambulance, or the person that's already in that ambulance.
Wow.
And so we did. And everything was fine. I mean, they had TVs in Chili's. I never noticed anything. Well, about 1:45, my daughter Brandy came in, the boy's mom, and said, I'm going to sit here and eat with you guys too. Well, in about 5 minutes, her husband called and said, and I had told her where Tim was, that he was at Kellum Law Firm, but he was on his way. Well, Michael called her and said, Brandy, where's your dad? And she said, well, I don't know. Yes, I do know. He was at Kellum Law Firm. And he said, there's been a little bit of an accident. I need for you to get your mom and the boys together and meet me at the hospital. And she said, well, what has happened? And by that time, she had gotten up and gone to outside of Chili's. And she came back in, and I could tell she was very, very upset. And she had seen some things on the TV in Chili's, and she didn't know what the details were, if it was Tim or if it was just the regular news. And she said, let's just get in the vehicle. We need to get to the hospital as soon as possible. I said, what has happened? She says, it's just a little accident Mom, Dad was in. I figured the car was trying to get on to Greenville Boulevard, and we all know how Greenville Boulevard is. It's a little I-95. Okay, we go by. I look over, and I see his car, and the driver's side door is open, and there's lots and lots of people there. And she kind of sped up, and of course, the policeman had stopped us all the way.
I was going to say, I recall, because we got on the air and we're doing live reports, I recall that they blocked Greenville Boulevard
did.
off.
They
Did they let you through?
Finally,
Yeah.
we knew the policeman that was standing there, Carlton Williams, and he finally said, okay, Miss Brenda, y'all go ahead.
Did he
And we
know
went.
at that point? Did Carlton Williams, the
He-
police officer, know that it was Tim that had been shot?
He did know, but he could not tell us
Right,
anything.
right.
He
But that's
didn't-
probably why he let you go through.
Right.
Probably.
He did not tell us a thing. He was very, very police person that time. Not a friend, but a police person.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, at
And
that
was
moment,
the
I mean, you
best
can
time.
imagine what they were,
Yeah.
what the police
That
were going
was.
through too. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So, you survived.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank the good
Thank
Lord.
the good Lord.
How many
Yes.
surgeries?
Well, so far, just one on my arm and one on my face.
Well, we really had about 5 surgeries because we kept having to go back in. We had a small place here that the plastics Dr. Ziri could not get to close. Then we had a couple of surgeries doing the skin grafts from the legs onto his arm. And he, as far as his arm, he has always had use of the arm through the entire surgery and everything. But during the first surgery on Sunday afternoon, from about 2 o'clock to about 12:35 a.m. Monday morning, he had 3 strokes, and one was a severe stroke on the left side that has affected his right side.
And you've got another surgery coming up at Duke, right?
Many. And it's really, it's not Duke, it's going to be at the dental surgery center like.
I got you. Okay.
And he has to have a prosthetic put in from one dentist. Another dentist is doing the implants, and then we have a plastic doctor in Durham. All 3 of those would be there, and the anesthesiologist.
I don't want to run out of time. I got to ask you both this.
Yes.
The obvious question. Now, this young man, Lakeem Faust, has been charged with attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon. He has not come up on trial. They've not set a trial date yet. They're probably very close to setting a trial date, from what I understand. How have you been able to come to terms with what happened that day and your feelings about him?
My personal feeling, I don't know why he shot me. I don't know. I've heard some rumors and all that, but that's just hearsay. but I want him to. I forgive him as a Christian, but the Bible says, "An eye for an eye, tooth for tooth." I want him to get everything he's got coming to him on my behalf, as well as the other people that were shot. It sounds like I'm being non-Christian by that, but no. The judicial system, I have a lot of confidence in that. But if I tell you this, if they come up with, we're going to plea bargain, I'm be against it.
So your message to the district attorney is don't cut a deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she has been so wonderful to us. The law enforcement, the chief, the detectives, Kimberly, Rob, her assistant, all of them have been A+.
Brenda, having gone through this with Tim, and I know what a great marriage you've had over the years, having watched you guys, and you've always been two of my favorite people. I'm not just saying that. You know that it's true.
Thank you.
What do you come away with from this experience? Did you come away angry? Did you come away with a better understanding of why it happened, or any understanding of why it happened? What are your thoughts today?
Well, this is my first time being in these shoes. Tim has been the strong one in our family, always there, picking us girls up, because that's what I've got, 2 girls. And Michelle has just recently gone through breast cancer.
Oh, my.
And so we were fighting for all that, and Tim was so strong through that, and he lifted Michelle and I up so much, and Brandy. Well, I think it has. You know, when you've been married almost 45 years, you think, oh, gosh, he's going to be here forever, da-da-da-da-da kind of thing. Well, my love for Tim has been strengthened many, many times over. And I think it has made our marriage so much stronger, our faith in God so much stronger than it has ever been.
Tim, you got a great family. Do you feel like that is what brought you through all this?
Yeah, and it was harder. It might sound strange, but it was harder on the family sometimes than it was on me.
Have you ever stopped and said, why did this happen to me?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Sometimes I tell her, I probably told her 4 or 5 times, it's like a big dream. When am I going to wake up? Mm-hmm. It just don't make sense.
Well, God bless you both.
Thank you.
Okay.
You look great, Tim. You for what you've been through, you have an amazing attitude, and you look great, my friend.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
We've all prayed for you, and I know what kind of family you have, and it's been an awful thing that happened to you, and it happened to our whole community.
Yeah, it did.
Exactly.
But no one
Exactly.
paid the price like you and some of the other victims have, and so God bless you both.
And I do
Okay.
want to say one thing if I got time.
Yes.
My church was awesome. I had ladies in the church that fed the family, and I'm talking church family.
Mm-hmm.
There was probably at all times at least 30-some people
Wow.
in the waiting room with us. They fed us this entire time.
You guys are great. We got to take a break.
Yes.
Did you want to say one more thing, Tim? It's been great having you here, and again, thank you for allowing me to do the interview.
You're
It's
welcome.
been special to have you both here.
You were
Okay.
the one there?
All right. Yeah. Thank you, dear. Brenda and Tim Edwards, great folks, and we all need to say a prayer for Tim and the family as he continues to go through his recovery.